Hey besties, how you doing? You're watching Behind the Scenes with Instablog Niger Media. Okay, so I'm a go-getter. I'm someone who sets their eyes on something and I don't stop until I get it. I am one person that treats everyone the same way with dignity and respect because at the end of the day, we're really all the same. It doesn't matter if I'm on TV or not. The difference between me and the next person out there is I'm on TV. And in my home, I'm just the wife, just the regular mom, a regular grandma now, So that really keeps me grounded because once I step into my house, I'm not a celebrity there, I'm not a star, I'm just a regular person. I cook for my family, I clean after them, I do all the stuff that regular wives and moms and grandmothers do. So for me, I never look at the fame and think that, oh, it's all that or I'm all that. I'm just like everyone else. And that's what really keeps me going. I always say there is really no such thing as balance because there are different sides to everybody. So I'm a busy exec. I'm an executive producer. I produce sometimes, I direct sometimes, I act sometimes. I have to do all this work behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. And I'm also a wife, a mom, and a grandmom. At every point in time, one of those will be higher than the other. So sometimes I'm giving more attention to my career, sometimes I'm giving more attention to my family, right? So the thing to know is that it's never going to be balanced, and you should be okay with that, right? So when I'm giving more time to my family, they know it's quality time. I'm there. I'm doing all the nice stuff with them. I'm doing stuff that when I'm not there, they have something to miss, right? But when it's time for work, I'm, focused on my work and I'm giving my work, a lot of the attention that it deserves as well. I say to mothers all the time, you have to be very careful about mom guilt when you're a busy woman, when you're a woman that works outside of home, because you can start to feel guilty. You can start to feel like, oh, I'm not giving the kids enough attention. But if you know that you know that you know that you have to work, and that also your work brings you some measure of joy and satisfaction, then there is nothing to feel guilty about. Just make sure that when you're with the kids or with the family, you give them quality time. So apart from being an actor, I've always been a writer. So I've written scripts. I've given such scripts to producers who, of course, will hire directors and make the films. But when I write in pictures. So I always see what I'm writing as I'm writing it. And, the reason why they say the film is by a director is because the story is from the director's point of view. So you can bring a script now and give it to three directors, the exact same script, and you'll have three completely different films because it's how the person views that story. So when I would watch my stories that I've given to producers, I would see that it's different from what I was envisioning when I was writing. And for me, I thought to myself that if my scripts or my stories were going to have my DNA, then I was going to have to direct them myself, which is the reason why I decided to start directing. And I decided to produce as well because no one was going to give a new rookie director or new director their movie to direct. So I had to produce whatever I was going to direct, and that was how I became a producer and a director. And for me, this phase of my life is so important because I'm raising other producers and other directors, and it's just so special to see, be giving other people the opportunity that I didn't have. I didn't have the opportunity to direct anyone's work, but I'm giving rookie directors a chance to direct, now that I'm an executive producer and I'm producing all of these films. So I'm giving rookie directors and rookie producers a chance to showcase their talent and to showcase themselves. And for me, that's truly special. My journey so far has been very interesting, but I've been carried by God. I'm a very talented person. I am someone, again, like I said, who's a go-getter. But I know that God has been in my story from day one, because I'm not the most talented. I am not the most hardworking. I'm not the most intelligent. But God has just been part of my story, and He's really just carried me from one level to the next, to the next, to the next. It's truly just been by His grace. My journey has just been laced with God's grace through it all. And, we keep doing what we're doing. We keep showing up. I'm always in pursuit of excellence. I don't believe in mediocrity. I try my best to do the best with the resources that I've been given, and God keeps carrying us. So it really depends on what platform that movie is going to. But so let's just say we're doing a movie for YouTube, for instance. We have different script writers. When a script writer writes a script, he sends it to us. We go through it. I make sure that I work closely with the script writer. I read the script, I take notes on the script. I send the notes to the script writer. We have conversations, we talk on the phone as well. We go back and forth until we have the perfect script. Because at the end of the day, even though we have script writers writing this script, I still want the stories to have my DNA. I still want the stories to represent what I represent. So we still have to go back and forth until I am comfortable or I'm happy with what we have. And that's when, the script obviously goes to the production team, and then they do their magic. I'm still part of the production, but I'm not as invested in the producing part of it as the technical part of it, So I'm more on the creative side of the business. Tomi Adeoye, my partner, she focuses more on the producing side because that's her forte. So when the production is over, the script or the movie goes to the editors, right? And they do their work. When their work is done, it comes back to me. And I go through it, do all the notes, send it to the editors. We talk on the phone, we go back and forth. They implement my notes, send it back to me. I go through it again to be sure that it's, all the notes were taken care of and it's as tight as I want it to be. And then after that is done, it goes to the sound design team and they do their magic, and then the movie is ready to be uploaded. I love everything that I do. I absolutely love being, an executive producer. I love being the creative head of the business. I would say in terms of challenge, they're all very challenging. It's not easy to read every single script and not just read it, actually work on it, right? To make sure that it's exactly what you want. It takes a lot from me. It takes a lot of time and, energy just doing all of that. And then, of course, when the movie is done as well, it has to come back to me and I'm watching everything and I'm looking out for mistakes and I'm trying to make corrections and say, take this scene out of here, put it here, or we don't even want this scene at all, throw it out. And, all of that it's not easy to do that because obviously we release a new movie every week. So you can imagine how hectic my life is. But I enjoy what I do, so it makes it easier, you know what I mean, to do it and not feel like my life is being taken away from me. Sometimes I feel like, oh my God, do I even have a life? Like, I want to go on vacation, But but it's beautiful. It's interesting. It's what gives me joy. It's a passion for me. So yeah. Honestly, I don't even know. If you're talking about career hats, I enjoy every part of it, I enjoy directing. I don't get to do it as much as I want because obviously it's not about me anymore. It's about the new crop of directors and filmmakers that we're raising. But I really enjoy bringing scripts to life. I enjoy directing actors, especially. I have a gift for directing actors. I know instantly when an actor does something, if that is exactly what I want or not. And if it's not, I know exactly what to tell them to make them give me what I want. So I really enjoy that part of the job. I don't enjoy writing as much as I used to, but I enjoy, correcting the scripts with the writers and giving them pointers and making the script even better than when they sent it to me. I enjoy that part of it. Yeah, but I enjoy everything I do. As a filmmaker, especially as a director, it's it's easy to feel like you're the boss. It's easy to feel like, you know what, everyone else is answering to me, but you have to realize that filmmaking is a collaborative effort and it takes a whole village to make a film. And it's not your way or the highway, right? And the best advice or the best decision could come from the person you probably think is the least person on your crew, right? You have to be able to take on, criticism. You have to be able to take advice from any member of your crew. If it works, yes. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But you need to understand that it's a collaborative effort and everyone is important in the scheme of things. A typical day on set is obviously very late nights and very early mornings. So most times we're shooting till late. You get maybe 6-7 hours of sleep if you're lucky, right? And you wake up and get ready, you go to set, you do what you gotta do, and you finish most probably late again. And once you get home, of course, you're just taking a shower and going straight to bed. When you're in a project, there's almost no time for anything else. It's really just about that project. You're immersed in it, and until you finish it, you really can't do much else with your life, I promise you, especially if you're part of the crew. If you're an actor, there might be days maybe you're not really needed on set, or you don't have too many scenes, and those days can be light. But if you're in the crew, there is absolutely nothing you can do. It's really from when it starts to when it ends, you are there, right? So it's very hectic. I'm not even gonna lie. It's a really hectic life, but most people that are in the film industry, it's also passion for them. So it's not just about the money that they're making off of the work that they do, but they're passionate about the work. So when it's hard, because there will be hard days, there'll be days where you just want to sleep. You're just really sleep deprived. You just want to close your eyes and go to bed, but you can't. So on those days, the passion is what fuels you, is what drives you, is how you keep going, even when you just want to give up and quit. So we're constantly shooting. It's like a whole machinery. There are times we have 2 sets going on at the same time. So 2 movies are actually being produced at the same time. And it's crazy because even if I'm not there, I'm on the phone almost 24/7. Like the only time I'm not on the phone is when I'm asleep. So I'm literally cooking and I'm on the phone. There's like a meeting room and people just keep coming in and going out because you're talking to producers, you're talking to directors, you're talking to writers, you're changing things on the go. Directors are calling, I want to change this, what do you think? You have to say, okay, which of the script, okay, look at it, we can change that, or no, we have to keep it that way. So it's a whole machinery, and we're constantly working. We do take breaks in between, but we're really shooting most of the time. Now it's not as challenging as it used to be. When I started, when I decided I was going to be a director or a filmmaker, it wasn't very easy because there were really no female filmmakers. There was just a Maka Igwe of blessed memory, maybe one other person, but we didn't have female filmmakers the way we have now. And it was a very, very scary thought when I thought about it. But I don't really see problems. I don't see gender. So for me, it was just, I want to direct. How do I do this? So I took a short course at the New York Film Academy in New York because I just wanted some formal knowledge. I knew I could do it because I'd been shadowing directors on set, so I knew I could do it, but I still wanted some formal training, so which is why I took the course. And then, I came back. It took me a few years to eventually direct my first film because, like I said, nobody was going to give a rookie director their money to make a film. So I had to figure it out myself, But now it's a lot better. There are a lot more female directors. I hope that a lot more come on board. And we're just doing it. We're not looking at the challenges, We're just pushing and we're just going. So when I'm casting, the script literally will tell you who can play the role. We just recently swapped actors or swapped scripts because when I read the script, I said, This script is not for this person. I mean, I know them. I know their capabilities. I know their range. So I know that this script, she can do it, but we'll be forcing her into a role that is not suitable for her. So we have to change that character. So when I read scripts, I immediately know. Like, it's almost like the script is telling you who can play the role. So yeah, that's how we do it. My passion. I really, really love what I do. It's not, I'm not saying it to sound cute or anything. This is really what I love. You know, I could be anything that I want to be, especially at this stage in my life, you know, but I really love being a filmmaker. I really love being an executive producer. I really, really love this space and this industry. And I just want to give it my best. I just want to make like the best and the sweetest movies. I just want the audience to watch and just be happy. And you know, I love the fact that my movies make people happy. I love the fact that people say, oh, you know, it's my weekend tonic. People say, oh, after a stressful week, I know I'm gonna feel better when I watch movies on Omoni Oboli TV. Those are the things that make me happy. So yeah, I really love what I do. So, you know, all over the world, the reason why people try to build their career is so that they become household names. It's so that they become faces that people can recognize. Because the more popular you are, the more jobs you will get. It is what it is. It's not peculiar to Nollywood. That's how it is all over the world. People have their faves and they want to see their faves. However, we also create faves. We also use people that people didn't really know them before, and then you use them over and over again, and they become faves. So, and once they become faves, everyone is now using them. So that's how it works. So it's not a bad thing to say, oh, filmmakers are using popular faces. At the end of the day, the audience would click on a movie because they recognize who's on the cover, right? So, and actors know that. So everyone wants to be popular. Everyone wants to be a household name, so that when people see your film, they click because they know you and they like you. It's just the way people would buy something from people they know, love, and trust, right? It's the same thing with movies. So yes, we use people that are not well known, and we make them well known so that other people would use them as well, right? So that's how it works. Well, we've grown. We've grown in leaps and bounds. We're far cry from where we started. We're not where we're going, but you know, our movies have become so much better than they used to be. We've always had good stories, so stories have never really been our problem. I feel like this part of the world, we have actually more original stories than outside of Nigeria. Than I dare say that Nollywood has more original stories than Hollywood. I hear people when they say, oh, this movies are predictable. I'm like, name 5 or 10 Hollywood movies that are not predictable. We all know the superhero is going to win the day. If it's a romantic comedy, you know the girl is going to get the guy or the guy is going to get the girl. So it's not about the predictability of a film. What you're watching is the journey. What you're watching out for is the process. How do they get there? If the journey is not interesting, that's when you start saying, oh, so predictable. That is because you didn't enjoy the journey. But if the journey is interesting, you know where it's going, but the journey is just so interesting. It keeps you glued. It keeps you, you know, stayed and watching and loving it, right? So we have a lot of very original stories. Our journeys are getting more and more interesting. And the truth is the audience are loving it. And I'm not just talking about the Nigerian audience. I'm talking about audience from all over the world. Like, I mean, YouTube is special in a way that it can show you where people are watching from. So your back end will show you where people are watching from. And people are literally watching these movies from all over. From like sometimes you see some countries like, really? Do they watch our movies there? But people are watching from all over the world. And it's not even just Nigerians or Africans in those places. It's literally people are getting more and more interested in our movies, and that's just a thing of beauty and joy. I just would love for more people outside of our core people to get exposed to our work. I would love for more people in the diaspora to watch our movies. Yes, they are watching, but we need to increase the number of people that are watching our movies from outside of Nigeria. Well, that's not the case with Omoni Oboli TV, and that's all I will say about that. So criticism is always welcome. If it's constructive, of course, everyone loves constructive criticism. You take it into advisement, you do the changes that you need to change, because nobody's perfect, right? I'm not out here sitting down saying my movies are perfect. I know there are some imperfections. Yes, we strive to make sure that we're giving the best quality that we can, given the resources that are available to us. But we do know that there are imperfections. And, I always very close to my besties, my fans. I chat with them all the time. Sometimes I see the criticisms and I respond to them. I tell them, okay, if it's something that obviously is constructive, something that I know, yes, we do have a problem in that area. I'm saying to them, yes, we know, we're working on it. It's not going to happen again, or we're going to improve that, or we're going to do that. But there's some criticism that is just, you just know, this person doesn't even know what they're saying. Or it's just born out of this person doesn't just like you. That's fine. I'm not ice cream. Not everybody will like me. Not everybody even likes ice cream. Some people are lactose intolerant. They don't like ice cream, right? Or they don't want ice cream. So I don't expect that everyone is going to like me or everyone is going to like my work. My movie might not even be your cup of tea at all. And that's okay. Right? So, but when you just come and you just say oh, this movies are garbage or this movies are that, I'm not even going to respond to you because I know, okay, it's not your thing. Keep on stepping, right? And I keep on stepping too. Yeah, and the world is a better place. So, again, everyone has their cup of tea. However, some people are just throwing away the baby with the bathwater. They're not even really paying attention to see, okay, some changes have really occurred in this industry over time or over the years. I had this mindset that I don't watch Nollywood movies from 10 years ago, but I've not even given Nollywood a chance now to see, okay, let me see. There's this movie that everyone's talking about. Let me even go watch it. But you're just going to say, I don't watch Nollywood movies, so I'm not going to watch Love in Every Word, even though everyone's talking about it, right? So at least give us a chance. Watch 1, 2, 3. And say, okay, are they trying? Oh, no, they're not trying anymore. And that's fine, right? But, we need to support our own. Hollywood didn't get to where it is today without the support of their own. If people had just said, oh, we don't watch Hollywood movies, it won't be a big industry today, right? So we need to support our own. Yes, you can watch. Yes, you can give your feedback. You can have your criticisms of whatever, but at least let's support and homegrown talents, because at the end of the day, this industry is feeding thousands of people, millions actually. I'm not even joking. It's not just about the actors or the crew members that are getting paid. It's other industries that are benefiting from Nollywood. In Lagos, where we shoot, for instance, the shortlet business in Lagos is really being run by Nollywood right now. I say what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying, right? We're the ones renting these apartments every single day for shoot. They're as we speak, they're probably 30 or 40 shoots going on, different locations within Lagos, right? So we're keeping that industry going. And there's so many other industries. Food business, for instance, there are people who all they do is cater to movie sets. That's their whole business model. That's all they do. They just cater to movie sets. They don't cook for parties, don't cook for anything else, just movie sets. And they're doing very well, right? So yes, it's an industry that is really helping the economy, so we too, as people in Nigeria, we need to, support that industry as well, because it's contributing to the economy. And somehow or the other, the money goes round, the money comes back to you. So there are different platforms, and every platform is a viable platform, right? So these are TV movies that we're doing for YouTube. People do say that, oh, Money came and brought Netflix standard or cinema standard to YouTube? Yes, because that's what I've been used to in my career. The fact that I'm now making movies for YouTube does not mean that I'm going to make mediocre movies for YouTube. Are they lower budget movies? Yes, they are, because they're movies that are made for TV. However, I am still bringing the spirit of excellence. I'm still making sure that my movies do not insult anyone's intelligence, because I can't. Like, I have grown-up kids. How are they going to watch movies on my channel that are not even up to standard? Do you know what I mean? They'll be like, Mom, that movie wasn't good. My kids don't know how to be nice with things like that. They're just going to tell you as it is, because that's how they are, right? That's how they were brought up. They're not going to lie to me. They're just going to say, Mom, okay, that movie really wasn't good. What were you thinking? You know, so yeah. And also, my name is very important to me. I'm not going to make a film just to make money. It's not that serious. I'm going to make a film and be happy with the film, or it's not worth putting out there, because I don't want to insult my audience intelligence. So the budget difference is really based on the script that you have. The script is what determines the budget. So it doesn't matter what platform you're going to. Whatever script you decide to put on that platform is what determines the budget of the film. So if you're making a movie for YouTube, for instance, and someone is jumping off a plane and doing all of that, the budget is going to be very high, because you need to get a plane for someone to jump out of, right? So it just depends on what kind of story you're telling, what kind of script you have to shoot with. That's what determines the budget of a film. Not in terms of creativity, not necessarily. It depends on what story you're telling. So creative freedom is the same everywhere. You can decide whatever story you want to tell, whatever platform you're taking your movie to. So the thing about YouTube, where it's different from the cinema, is you're in total control. So you have total control of when you want your movie released, how you want your movie released. With the cinema, it's different. You have to have a distributor. Distributor has to give you dates, so you don't have total control on when you want your movie to be out there. So the distributor has to give you a date, and then you take that date and then you start marketing your film. So it depends on what model you're working with. For instance, we're releasing a movie every week. How much marketing can you do? Because you release a movie today on Friday, you market that film for the next couple days. Before you know it's Friday again, it's time to release another film. Sometimes we don't even say anything about a new film until the day when we're releasing it, right? So, but for cinema, you're going to spend months marketing, doing big premieres, doing all of that. So it's a totally different model. Cinema is different from YouTube, completely different. So I don't know that I'm the right person to ask that question, because my business model, I don't use investors. So I don't know how easy it is for people to get investors for whatever platform. So I'm not the right person to answer that question. So it depends on what you mean by return on investment. Also depends on, the percentage of return you're talking about, right? And everybody's business is different. So I'm always very careful to answer questions generally, right? Because my business model can be different from your business model. Return on investment for me could be that I doubled my money, whereas return on investment for you could be that you made 20% profit, right? So it just depends on what you consider a better return on investment. I would say maybe the speed with which we work, because it's very different on YouTube. There were things that we didn't think we could do when we were making movies strictly for cinema or for Netflix and co. that, we're able to do now. The speed, the turnaround speed. I'm like, wait a minute, how is it that we can do this particular thing in 2 weeks? Before now, we did it in 3 months. So I would say the speed of work is very obvious, YouTube. So I have a movie right now on my platform, Loving Every Word. I'm sure you've heard about it. That has done 24 million views in less than 2 months. The truth is, that is the fastest growing Nigerian movie of all time on any platform. 24 million people have never watched any film in the cinema. I dare say even on the major streaming platforms within in less than 2 months. It's never happened, right? So it just goes to show that obviously YouTube has a wider reach than, cinema or even any of the other platforms. Not for a second. Not for a second. It was every other Friday. It was every other movie upload like we've done in the past. And, we uploaded a movie, it was doing good, decent numbers. We went to bed, we woke up, and the numbers had gotten more impressive. And before the first day, we slept, we woke up, and before that day was over, it had taken a life of its own. So there was nothing that we did different. It was just, God just decided it was time to favor us. He just decided, you know what, I want to re-announce all of you that are part of this project to the world. And that's what happened. It made me to really understand when the Bible says he will use the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. Because if you had asked me before then to choose a movie that would go viral, I probably wouldn't have chosen Love in Every Word. But God decided that was the film. And, the way people marketed that film for us, I've never seen anything like that since I was born. I don't think that any movie has gotten that kind of organic PR on any platform in the history of Nollywood. I still think about it and I almost still can't believe it. And it's been almost 2 months. It's just uncanny what happened with that film. And the different messages in the film really shifted culture. It did something. Like, I'm having conversations with people and they're saying, my husband has changed since after he watched that film. This has happened, that has happened. It literally shifted culture. And I'm so blessed that God decided to choose us to do this. When he wanted to do this, he decided that he found us worthy as vessels, because that's all we are, as vessels for this. And I'm so thankful. I thought I was dreaming. I said to my partner, I'm like, what if we're dreaming? What if we wake up and this is not happening, like we're actually dreaming? She's like, we both can be having the same dream at the same time. I'm like, but it's possible. For like 2 weeks, we're in a twilight zone. I'm not even kidding. Like, I was like, I used to just cry. Like, I would just think about it and I'm just crying, like, God, who am I that you're mindful of me? Like, what did I ever do to deserve this? I still feel so emotional about it. So I'm not at liberty to really speak about that, but there was a misunderstanding, and that was why the movie got taken down for a few hours. We sorted out the misunderstanding and the movie came back. But like the outpouring of support, I've also never seen that before. Like, I'm also not used to everyone 100% just supporting something. You know what I mean? So the outpouring, people were like, re-upload this, we'll watch it again. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? Like, they were like, don't worry, re-upload it. We are all there. We'll watch it 5 times. So watch it. So it was just so beautiful to see everyone united on one thing. I don't know that I've ever seen all of us that united on anything before. Like, it's just, it was beautiful. It still is beautiful. I mean, look at what has happened with Bam Bam. Look at what has happened with Uzo. They've been there. They're not brand new actors, but suddenly it was like people just found them. It was like the world just discovered them all over again, And I mean, they've gone on to do big things. They've gone on to, they've gotten endorsements and brand deals and all those things. And it's so beautiful to see, that just this one film has blessed everyone, not just them, everybody involved, the crew, us. Like, people just now want to work with us. People want to do things with us. People just want to be associated with us because of one film. And it's such a big blessing. I can't even overemphasize how much I know that God decided this was a set time to favor us. And that's what happened with that film. So, the The beautiful thing about me is that I show up every day. I show up every day. I show up regardless. It doesn't matter if it's a hit. It doesn't matter if it's not a hit. I just keep showing up. I'm not one of those people that, oh, because this one didn't do as good as the other one, you are not disillusioned or you're disappointed. No. We just keep going. We were showing up when this happened. It's not like we planned it. We didn't plan it. So we just keep showing up. We just keep doing our best work. We've released like how many movies after that? In short, the movie that is on right now, people are saying it's even better than Love in Every Word. But it is what it is. You just keep showing up. You just keep upping your game and doing better, you know? Perhaps God is going to just pick another movie another day and do what he did with Love in Every Word. Perhaps not, but we keep showing up every single day and we keep putting our best foot forward. Whew. A lot. Well, in my career, I want people to remember me for doing movies that tugged at their hearts, movies that made them feel good, movies that made them feel proud. And in my life as a human being, I want to be remembered for being a good person, for being kind, for being loving, for being inspirational, for being someone that people will look at and say, you know what? God exists. If I didn't believe that God exists, I believe that he does because of this person. So, you know, I don't believe in looking back and saying, oh, I wish I didn't do this, or I wish I didn't do that, because the Bible says all things work together for your good. It didn't say some things, it said all things, which means that even your mistakes work together for your good. So everything that I've done has led me to where I am today. So it's perfect. It was God's plan for my life. Several. Obviously, we all have different things that we believe and we hold dear. I don't know about people disagreeing, but I believe that as human beings, if we can treat everyone with dignity and respect, the world will be a better place. The first thing I would say is marry someone who believes in your dreams and your goals. Because if you don't, that would really derail you in terms of your career. Marry someone who's kind. You know, it's not about how much money a man has, or how many gifts he's giving you, or how many trips he's taking you on. Is he a kind person? Because if he's not kind, you're really going to suffer later. You know, so you have to be very sure that, first of all, this man is going to support my dreams, he's going to support my goals, and he's a kind man. I think if you get those two things right, pretty much everything else will fall in place. Take care of your kids as best you can, right? Make sure that you have your eyes on them. The internet is a very dangerous place. I wish that all mothers would not give their kids devices early in life, because the things that kids get up to on the internet, if you had an idea when you're not looking what your kids get up to on the internet, you would never ever give them anything that connects them to the internet. But a lot of parents don't know. And I understand. I know that you can't be there 24/7. I know you can have your eyes on them 24/7. So it's easier to just give them a phone or an iPad and then just let them watch something online and entertain themselves. But they're entertaining themselves with things they're not supposed to be entertaining themselves with. And we have to be very careful. That is one big advice that I would give to parents, because I've seen it. I know what I'm saying. You have to be very careful with what your kids are consuming online. I would say earlier on in my career, I stayed away from getting the finer things of life because I wanted to build a business. So when I made my first film, I made a good amount of money, but I didn't buy a car. I didn't change my car, I didn't buy gold, I didn't buy diamonds, I didn't buy anything. I took the money and I made 2 films, right? So you've got to understand that if you're trying to build something, you have to forget about luxury for a while. The time will come when you'll be able to afford those things and it won't dent your pocket, or you won't have to eat into your business money. But when you're building something, take your eyes away from those things and just stay focused and build. I don't think they're underpaid based on the terrain that we are in, based on the resources that are available to us. The actors are definitely not underpaid. They are probably the most paid on every movie set. I don't think I've made any business mistake in Nollywood. I think that every decision that I've made at every point of my Nollywood career in business has paid off. Ooh, God is in this story. Keep doing your thing. Keep putting out your work. It's going to be tough. There'll be days where you just feel like giving up. There'll be days where you feel like, why am I even here? Nobody's seeing me, or my work is not getting the recognition that it should get. But just keep going, keep putting your best foot forward. Time and chance happens for everyone. Be prepared.
It's 39, 23. Mark. Quiet back set. Wicked people. Action. Again, let's go again. Let's go again. From top, yes, to bottom. Call it. Action. Action. Thank you. All right. Lights. Gaffer. Yeah, God, please.
Thank you, besties, for joining me on set. Please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe on Insta Vlog Nigeria Media. I love you guys. Mwah.